This excerpt is from Bound with Pearls. It's a taboo-lined book from Melora's Cave, so it does come with a content warning, though this scene is rated PG-ish. So please feel free to listen, or not. You brought your new boyfriend along? Ginny craned her neck, peering over Christine's shoulder, just like my cat's doing right now, to where Daniel stood talking to Ginny's husband, Jake. I was headed out the door, and he asked if you could come. Here's your latte. She handed over the steaming cup and curled her hands around her chai. So you brought him? He's really cute, and he does all that kinky stuff you're into? Ginny hadn't stopped staring at Daniel since she introduced them. Stop that, Christine snapped, dragging her father away from the men. What? You don't let me meet your boyfriends? I'm intrigued. She glanced over her shoulder to where Daniel was now kneeling on the sidewalk, his coat collar turned up and listening intently to Sarah chatter away at him. The little girl had never met a stranger and felt the immediate need to acquaint every person she met with each of her imaginary friends. She was absolutely adorable, and Chris loved to snuggle her. Ginny gripped her arm. He likes kids. Keep this one. Stop. We aren't technically dating even. No. Honey, a guy does not volunteer with kids on a frozen Saturday morning unless he wants something you aren't giving him, or he likes you. And considering what I think you're giving him, it's the other. Stop elbowing me. Christine pulled at the collar of her jacket, way too hot for the wool and hot chai. Can we please talk about something else? You're cute when you're flustered, and no. Do you like him? She rolled her eyes. Of course I do. And you aren't telling him to buy you a ring. Why? What is up with you? Don't we need to set something up? She so did not need help from her best friend about where she wanted things to go. Nope, I did all that last night. Gives me more time to grill you about sexy man. Oh hey, look, he's headed this way. Christine turned, a hopefully innocent smile on her face, and her heart melted. Sarah sat atop Daniel's shoulders, her little hands holding onto his ears. She'd known him for a week. This shouldn't make her uterus do quivering things, but damn, the man would make nice babies. Sarah, are you being nice to Daniel? Ginny asked, one hand on her hip. Yes, Mommy. She grinned like the angel she wasn't. Jake carried 2 cups of coffee, one of the Daniels. Hun, I think we need to head over to the starting line. BJ's group is over there, and they're going to want to make masks soon. He turned toward Daniel. Would you mind helping me break down some tables after the race starts? I think I need to check with Sarah first, but if she says it's okay, I'd be more than happy to help. He tipped his chin up and peered at the tiny girl. What do you say, Tinkerbell? Can Daniel help me for a bit while you make masks with Mommy? She shook her head vehemently. No! Her parents laughed, and Chris did her best to join in, but Daniel caught her gaze. He looked down at her as if it were just the 2 of them. This was so not helping her lady parts calm down. Let's go to the starting line. Ginny led the march, joining in with the other stragglers heading to the north end of the park where the starting line and booths were set up. Daniel fell into step beside her, following the married couple. He slipped his hand into her jacket pocket to curl around hers. Why did he have to do this? Her heart fluttered even as her brain screamed for it not to let the warm, mushy stuff take over. It was too early to be thinking babies and everything else, but damn, the dreams were nice. Mommy, Danny isn't keeping his hands to himself. He's touching Chris. Ginny peered back at them, trying and failing to smother her smile. They're adults, Tinkerbell. If Chris doesn't want Daniel to touch her, she can tell him. But Danny is touching her. Honey, his name is Daniel, not Danny. Sarah blinked at her mother as if they weren't speaking the same language. Daniel, did you ask Chris if you could hold her hand? She was going to kill Ginny, slowly, and with cartoon reruns and toys that made noise constantly, with no off switch. Daniel slanted to look her way. Christine, can I hold your hand? Oh my God, I'm so going to kill you, she muttered. He leaned toward her, Sarah clinging to his head and squealing, and squeezed her hand. What was that? Did you say you wanted to hold my hand? Yes, please. Hold my hand, Danny, she said loudly, staring up at the branches overhead. Rat. Everyone had a good chuckle at her expense, but she'd get them back. Sarah had been begging for a particularly noisy stuffed animal that was activated by emotion. Ginny would hate it. It was her perfect revenge.